So I found it very interesting how the entire play took place in Thebes. Instead of the traditional idea of multiple settings on stage, we just have the one, and things happening in surrounding areas are presented by messengers. It was very unique. In addition, I found it interesting how Dionysus is there the entire time, hidden as one of his followers. So the god's always there leading the events, but we only get this great reveal and the punishment for sins at the very end of the play. And finally, I found it unique how the play parallels the beginning and end. So Pentheus's cousin is presented to have been ripped apart by his own dogs for putting himself above a god, and likewise Pentheus at the very end of the play is ripped apart by his own close ones, his mother and aunts, for putting himself above a god, Dionysus. In terms of theme, one presented theme was the importance of good counsel for rulers. So Pentheus is a young ruler, and he ignores the wisdom of his grandfather, Cadmus, that they should just go and worship Dionysus, because either they'll be blessed or there's no real harm done. But later in the play, in another example, he follows the advice of one of Dionysus's followers, his enemy. So he takes the advice of his enemy over his own grandfather, and this ends up being leading to his own fall. In addition, another theme was the idea of women in Greece. So we have generally women seen as the lesser sex, the less rational, less powerful sex. But with the power of the gods, they're seen as being able to defeat male villagers with javelins and ripping cows to shreds. It's amazing things that generally you would hear male heroes at this time having the strength to do. But blessed by the gods, they're able to do these things. In addition, we hear Agave talking at the very end to her father about how she's one of the best daughters because she's able to do big game hunting, something generally a man would do. In terms of questions, I was wondering why Cadmus was punished when he didn't really do anything wrong, but doing some research, I realized it's more of a cultural thing. He was generally considered one of the heads of the family, and if the family is being punished for their sins, then he would be punished as well. In terms of power, we have the spiritual over the physical. Gods have all the power, men are helpless. They're able to empower these villager women to defeat armies, and it's just completely baffling in that way. In addition, in terms of government, we have a kingship where we have a young ruler who doesn't know what he's doing, who's just given all the power, and so he makes these unwise choices, which is common problem with monarchy. In terms of why Elvis is on the cover. So Elvis is on the cover because modern celebrities are kind of like gods in some ways, and Elvis was able to drive women mad in a very same way to Dionysus. And finally, two questions I have is, why did Pentheus need to get dressed up as a woman when Cadmus did not? And why didn't Dionysus simply just reveal himself at the beginning? Why did he seek this need for revenge or make it as complicated as he did?